What does your federal government look like? How does your federal government look different from Barack Obama's, George Bush's? What's not there anymore?
Quite a lot.
Such as?
Well, when we came into office, both of us, governor was our first elective office. So we didn't know that these were sacred cows populating the budget landscape, and I didn't even know they were cows. So I was able to approach the budget with a zero-based budgeting mindset, which means you assume that this year's appropriation is zero until proved otherwise. In Washington, the presumption is that you have last year's appropriation plus 5%. Anything less than that is a cut in Washington speak. It's outrageous. I mean, one very promising area, I think, is healthcare. If there are programs that have delivered a lot of wonderful outcomes, not great dollars, say prevention type programs, multiply the appropriation by 6, because that's delivering the goods. I personally have spent enough time in and around the federal government so that I know there are a lot of programs and a lot of bureaucracies that are delivering a lot of paper shuffling and not much else. That appropriation has a chance at staying at zero. I think, I can't prove this, but I've been in government 15 years and been a viewer of it in Washington, even more than that. I don't think I've ever seen a layer of government that didn't have 10 to 20% excess in it. And I'm not going to call it waste, fraud, and abuse. I'm going to call it, and I think Gary is a tutor of mine on this, unnecessary functions.
Could you be a little more specific about agencies or areas? I mean, frankly, a lot of people say, I'll figure it out when I get there, but based on those 15 years, what are the areas? What are the departments?
Housing, I mean, we're not getting elected king and dictator. That's something that
understood. There is a Congress, but
there is a Congress, but if you could wave a magic wand, the Department of Education, Department of Commerce, Housing and Urban Development, and I say commerce from the standpoint that, in my opinion, the Department of Commerce is just laden with crony capitalism, with government interference, as opposed to free trade. And well, do we support the TPP? Well, I'm a skeptic. I'm a skeptic. What are the details when it comes to the TPP? But we've got people advising us that say, hey, on the whole, that it's a positive, that it really does promote free trade. So
I think housing is an area. I've seen Section 8 housing ruin a number of neighborhoods in terms of housing stock. I think in the military, Gary makes this point, the Department of the Pentagon has said we could do without 20% of our bases, but we can't have another BRAC because unless we have another BRAC and another Jim Corder to make it stick, we can't get rid of those bases that we don't need.